Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Communities Live here on Sheffield Live 93.2 FM. And we have singer Arnie Porto. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So nice to be here, Chris.
Thank you for joining me. For our listeners at home who are watching this, give us a little bit of background. Tell us a bit about yourself.
I was born and raised in Finland, in the Northern Europe, and I've been doing music my whole life. There's been, you know, ups and downs. Been finding my way, trying to write great songs, and after a really, really long time, I got the lucky strike, and things started working out, and now I live in London, and I'm here talking to you and having my first UK tour coming up, a warm-up tour. And yeah, so just like wonderful things lining up after, a lot of work. So that's about that.
For our listeners at home, who influenced you to become a musician?
I feel like, maybe it's a little bit of a cliche, but I don't remember the time not playing the piano or being involved in music or writing, be it music or
Sure.
like words, stories,
Yeah,
essays,
yeah, yeah.
poems, whatnot. We had a piano at home, and ever since I kind of could reach the keys with my tiny fingers, I was interested. And then once I went to school, I started taking piano lessons, and then just kind of went on with that, and kind of started writing my own songs and writing my stories the moment I started playing the piano. So it's kind of always been there.
For our listeners at home we spoke a bit about influencers, but if there was anybody that you could work with in the future, new or old, who would it be and why?
Well, I have quite a bucket list of people that I dream of working with, but there are just so many here in the UK, in London. Just like Mark Ronson, for example, such a great, multi-talented writer, producer. Yeah, so many. But yeah, I would love to work with um yeah, a plethora of photographers, music video creators, musicians, producers. And also I've been really so I moved to the UK, to London this spring, and I've been kind of digging deeper into, for example, all the hip hop scene, kind of the history of British
Mm.
hip hop, and there's this one great book. I can't right now remember, of course, the author, but this wonderful woman who kind of compiled the history of like female rap and hip hop
Yeah.
of Britain. And so I think so kind of, my answer is kind of twofold, that obviously there are these kind of big names that I would love to work with, but at the same time I always love to kind of be amongst the grassroots, and
Yeah.
wherever I go, and just like to meet with the locals, just that's kind of where the real thing happens. So also here in the UK, I would just like love to get to meet as many artists as possible and writers, and just work with as many people as possible.
That's a good answer. You have a new single called, if I pronounced it right. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it right. Amor Mundi.
Yes.
Um, Tell us a little bit about that. How did it come together? Did it come together quite quickly, or was it quite a long process?
Well, this particular song, it definitely was like a long process. So for the listeners, so I sample the great composer Frédéric Chopin, his piece that has the name Revolutionary Etude. And I knew very, very, I'm not a great classical pianist in no no way, but I kind of try to kind of get my fingers across that stuff as well. But yeah, so for like a long time ago, I knew that I would love to sample that, but I knew that I need to study that piece before I can actually kind of do it. And then I somewhat did, and then just some created a beat under that, and then once that kind of vibe, there's this chaos, anxiety, kind of like flowing over you or like crashing over you. And then that brought the kind of chaotic story of like that I think a lot of us, at least myself, there is this feeling like helplessness, or like there's so many things going on, and yeah, feeling helpless, and sometimes at the same time also a bit like guilty, or like I know I am somehow part of the problem as well, being, like, yeah, like, so just like how you kind of digest all those different thoughts and emotions and whatnot, and that's what I tried to put in the song, and it kind of comes with a question mark, that this is where I'm at as a human being, with all these massive and quite uncomfortable questions and ponderings. So it's like, let's discuss or share your thoughts or share your emotions, and amor mundi, the title, it's just like, I don't want to feel like too fancy or anything, but it just like kind of captures, it's this thought. If you Google that, it's this thought that despite, like, you shouldn't be like uncritical, you shouldn't be ignorant, but also you shouldn't be like too kind of happy go lucky, like, yeah, everything's gonna work out, but just like understand what's going on, and at the same time find a way to love the world as it is. And that's also how the song at ends, that it is what it is, but I'm gonna love it, or it what it is, but I'm trying to love it. And that's what I'm on one day. And I don't know how it's pronounced perfectly, but we can all find our own style, I guess.
I mean, to our listeners at home who want to break into this kind of industry, the music industry, I mean, how difficult is it? And also, what advice would you give to our listeners?
I mean, obviously it's incredibly difficult, and I don't know, or I don't consider myself as somebody who has broken into the industry,
Okay.
not fully. And obviously they say music industry or entertainment industry is the toughest industry in the world, and I'm kind of, I think that is quite true. Obviously I have not been involved in every possible other industry, but it's kind of the combination of, you know being an artist means that you need to be your unique self, and you really kind of have to go deep within and be really rooted in who you are, and kind of communicate and create from that, while at the same time everybody is telling you you should be more like this, don't be like that. Everybody has an opinion,
Mm.
everybody has an piece of advice, but there are not that many people who actually are like truly helping you out. So it's a really long, especially like giving advice, especially for other like creatives wanting to make it. It's really, I think the most important thing is that you always have to like practice self-respect, and the numbers or the fans or whatnot, those will come if they are meant to come.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to have this certain kind of spirituality, or that kind of aspect to it, because otherwise, like in other careers, like I have some friends who are like, for example, in climbing the corporate ladder, for example, and there is some kind of like a system, like, first you are this and you're the junior position, and then you're the C. I don't know, I've never, but so they're kind of like these steps, and as you grow your build your CV, then you go ahead and so on. But in music industry, as a creative, as an artist, this that doesn't kind of apply.
Yeah.
So it's so the rules of the game are quite different, and that's why it's really important to just stay true to yourself, which is obviously a whole nother massive topic. But yes, so not to lose self-respect, and also having kind of being proud for example, it's a massive thing to just, for example, release a song if you think about it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So, and you also said that you mentioned a UK tour coming. So, will
Yes.
you be touring in Sheffield?
Yes. Sheffield is also there. I think is there no, I should check, but there's quite a few O2 academies at least on the tour. So if there's one in
Yeah,
Sheffield,
there
I
is
should
one at
actually check.
Sheffield. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I think so. Yes, so I'm the warm-up artist for Scouting for Girls
Oh wow.
fall tour. Yes, so we are basically we're starting from Edinburgh Friday 3rd of November, and then doing 22 gigs throughout the month. And the last gig is in London, 2nd of December at Roundhouse, which is apparently a lovely venue as well. So that's quite something. And I'm really excited also to just to see the country because I have not been able to travel that much inside the UK. So it's going to be wonderful in many ways.
I mean, we talked about the song, we talked a little bit about the tour, but is there any future projects that you're currently working on that you can tell us a little bit about, or is it all secretive at the moment?
Right now, so I have an album coming, and all these songs that I've been putting out, they are part of the album called The Rising. And we don't have the release date yet, but hopefully sooner than later. So that's that. And obviously, it's been a long time coming. And my fans and if you follow me on social media, you kind of might know a little bit of the story. It's been years in the making, and it's not just about the songs, but also figuring out a lot of other things in my life. And there's been some good luck or some divine timing involved in the process um, of the rising. And but obviously I really look forward to getting to start writing my next album. So as I have a lot of new stories stories to tell. So basically I just, there's a lot of stuff kind of like bubbling under cooking. So I just want to get to write more songs, make more music videos, play a lot of gigs, get to collaborate with great people. So nothing like more, you know, just, the basic, the good and basic stuff.
And I mean, for people who want to get a copy of the single, I mean, you can get a copy digital. Can we also get? Is there a physical copy as well that people can get?
Not at the moment. Obviously, we're gonna do a couple of like we have gonna have some merchandise on the tour. But yes, because I'm still a really small indie artist, with some wonderful people making things happen for me, including this particular interview and that particular tour. But still, I have my own company and I run my own business, and I so it's still fairly small. So maybe like I would love to make a physical copy, maybe like if all the songs stream like a million streams or something, then we could kind of celebrate, but unfortunately not at the moment. But hopefully in the future, yes.
So, and for anybody who wants to follow you, you mentioned social media. So, do you have like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram where people can follow you on?
Yes, I have, basically all of those and TikTok, and yeah, I don't use Twitter or whatever that's called nowadays. Not that much anymore, but yeah, right now I'm most active on Instagram, I think. But yeah, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, those are the kind of more frequent places where you can find me, and it's just my name. And I think my name is quite rare in general, so you can just make sure you type it correctly, and you'll be able to find me. It's just my name, the tag. So
And I mean, are those tickets still available for the tour?
actually, as far as I understand, the tour is mostly sold out,
Right.
which is quite something. So as far as I know, over 50,000 tickets have been sold. So that's like more people. I mean, it's 22 gigs. 50,000 tickets, but I don't. I think there are a couple of places where there are still some tickets left. But obviously, that I would love to get to do like my own headline shows eventually. So you never know how things evolve and so on. But yeah.
And my final question to you is for our listeners: is there anything that you would like to say to our listeners?
Sorry.
Is there anything that you would like to say to our listeners?
Anything I would like to say to your listeners? Well, I mean, I feel so happy and excited to be here in the UK. London feels a wonderful place for me right now. I understand London is not the whole UK, the same way Helsinki is not the whole Finland. But this tour that's coming up, that I get to visit Sheffield also for the first time in my life, it's going to be like a core memory in each place. So I look forward to a month of just creating these beautiful core memories, visiting these cities and towns for the first time in my life, getting to experience the local people, local culture. I hope I get to do a little touristic something, even like a morning walk or something. The schedule is going to be quite tight. So I'm just really grateful and thankful for the way I've been received, to be honest. And I look forward to getting to play in Sheffield.
Annie, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.